What's the deal, everybody? This is your brother Abu Nas. Listen, I'm just up here making a short video, just trying to keep it short and sweet. Basically, I'm just spitting out my feelings here. I had a great time being on different podcasts past couple of days. And I'm just getting my head ready, for the real end game that's about to come. But I'm also trying to, sort of like gather my thoughts together and what I really want to try to accomplish for the rest of this year. Obviously Disney fake Lucasfilm got to get shut down. That's my personal opinion. That's my personal feelings on everything that I believed and I've been trying to, preach, for lack of a better word, for the past a year and a half, almost 2 years. The Rise of Skywalker is coming out in December. I absolutely have no faith in it that they're going to do this justice, or justice in the way that alleviates the concerns that the real fans like myself have. But it is what it is, because it's a business. They're gearing for the new generation. It is what it is. I'm not even sweating it no more. But I do know that there are lots and lots of people that think the way that I think, and I'm only trying to mobilize those that's riding with me. But those that may be on the fence, use your own judgment and use your own judgment on how you want to approach. If you feel like you want to spend your money to go see it, then God bless you. Just know that whatever the ramifications that come behind it, that's on you. I just wanted to make it clear that I don't have a problem setting the record straight. I don't have a problem, even though I spaz out sometimes, when I say what I say. I mean, I do mean it. I don't feel like nobody should put their money towards this. But if you need to do it, you're your own person, you're your own individual. The fandom, in and of itself is not a group. Even though in some ways we was labeled as a group, but it never really started out like that, or it shouldn't have. By other accounts, some say, it was Ethan Van Sciver that coined the term Fandom Menace, and, they put t-shirts together and they put it out there. Little by little, everything snowballed into effect that's, for the people like myself and others that was disheartened by the way Disney fake Lucasfilm did our heroes, and, and gave us stories that was totally unnecessary and absolutely, abhorrent. But, there are people that looked at us as some hate group, that all we do is hate, and this, that, whatever. No, I'm going to set the record straight. It's not even about the hate. For those that may come to the channel and like, so Abu Nas is part of the Fandom Menace. No, the Fandom Menace is pretty much a hashtag. It's basically, signaling that there are a collective of people that has had enough, like myself. That's, not, gonna be here to be marginalized and act like we don't have a voice, even though we don't like anything that comes out the Disney fake Lucasfilm camp. When it comes to to the franchise that we all know and love, that was perfect for 40 years. We're not subscribing to the narrative of the social justice warriors, the identity politics, the sexual identity. We're not identifying with that, because the franchise wasn't about that for the past 40 years, and it was perfect. So we're against not so much of, and I'm trying to use the right words here, we're against the type of change that's forced. We don't mind diversity. We don't mind inclusion of any kind. As a matter of fact, we welcome it. We welcome it under the right conditions. The right conditions being that tell a competent story first, introduce characters, and if you need to be persistent with their sexual identity, then make that secondary to what you want your character to be about, or the story that you're trying to tell. If you want to throw the sexual identities into that and go right ahead, but don't make it the forefront, because that takes you out of the escapism that you want to go into these movies that have, you know. But we've been getting such a bad rap for the past year and a half. Like, this is all we are. The Fandom Menace is a hate group, and it's not. Never was, to be honest with you. We just got labeled by certain cats that, you know, got caught up in their feelings. And because you got caught up in your feelings, and we slapped you down, and we put you in your place, you couldn't stand it. So you hate. So if we hate what they're doing, then we're a hate group. If we don't like the way, you know, certain characters is portrayed because of their gender or lack thereof, then we're misogynists. Or that couldn't be further from the truth. If I tell you I don't like something, gender don't have nothing to do with that. If it just happens to be a woman, then that's what it is. But it ain't got nothing to do with her gender. You can either believe it or you don't believe it. You can either agree with me or you don't. It's a free country. You choose to swing however the fuck you want to swing. But if I tell you something, take that for what it is. You want to switch it up and create a narrative on something else, then that's your business. You want to label me as something, you can label that all you want, but it doesn't have nothing to do with it. Because at the end of the day, I know what type of a person I am, I know how I roll, and I know what I believe in. It's not my fault. That's something you gotta live with. But as a name, Fandom Menace, like I said, I never, you know, thought that the word itself can be subscribed to a whole bunch of people, you know, that, like I said, each and every one of us is an individual. And not even when we agree on something, we may disagree on other things, and then we may come at odds or what have you. But depending on the type of relationship we have with each other in terms of the fandom, you know, whether you're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever, you know, even with YouTubers, you know, you're your own individual. The Fandom Menace, to me, is nothing more than a hashtag to signal that there is a bunch of people that was dissatisfied with the way things were handled in Disney fake Lucasfilm. That's all it is. Nothing more. You know? There is no hierarchy or no leadership in this thing. And even if it was, you know, even if it was, that person don't speak for everybody. Unless you actually putting it as a group. But then there's a whole bunch of logistic stuff to go along with that. It's a whole wide world out here. You got pockets of people that can't stand the way things are going on, and they're in remote places on the earth. Don't even know half of us on YouTube or Twitter or whatever social media that you ascribe to. You know? So we're still, back to, at the end of the day, we're all individuals. But we have a common thinking when it comes to, you know, the identity politics, you know, the forced narratives, the way that stories are being told to disrespect, you know, icons that we had in place for generations. And you want to market the franchise to new people, but you're doing it at the expense of the legacy. And that's something that we're not standing for. So if we have, you know, are we upset and we have to say what we have to say, that's our opinion. You don't like the way that the opinion swings, then that's something that you're going to have to deal with. But we have a right to say these things. If we paid our money to go in the theaters to see these movies, then we have an absolute right to voice our opinions. However, we want to voice it. You don't like the tone of it, deal with it. You don't like how it makes your heroes or makes the people that you like to champion look bad, deal with it. There's nothing you can do but just either accept it. And the more and more that you try to disrespect us, the harder we come at you. I'm living proof of that. So, with that being said, yeah, you know, we're all individuals and nobody has to, you know, follow a hierarchy or anything, because there is none. So I'm setting that record straight right now. And you think it is, you're talking to the wrong people. And if somebody tells you that it is, they're dead wrong. So, the Fandom Menace is nothing but a hashtag that signals that we are a dissatisfied group of fans that gave everything to a franchise that meant, everything to us. So going forward, you're gonna hear that word a lot, probably at the next Comic-Con that's coming up. But it is what it is. We're fans just like you. We could talk about the things that we like, but when it comes to the things that we don't like, then we'll just have to part ways. And like I said, this goes for everybody that's in social media, and it goes for YouTubers as well. I know a bunch of YouTubers. Some of them I'm cordial with, some of them I'm very friendly with. There are very few that I don't get along with. But as your own person, you got to do your own thing. And sometimes they may not align with certain ideologies or certain ways of other people want to do things, and that's fine. But I'm speaking for myself. I'm my own man. I do my own thing. Whoever I roll with, I roll with. Whoever I don't roll with, or I'm pushing myself away from, is a reason for that. But at the end of the day, you're still your own person. Do your thing. Get the word out. Spit your feelings. And especially whether you're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber, say what you got to say. And stay true to it. Sometimes you're going to get love from behind it. Sometimes you're going to get hate. If you're trying to make a career out of this, then, you need to try to go about it the right way. But it's a slow process. YouTube is not like what it was before when, people, was blowing up and nothing was going on. It's a lot different now. They changed rules. It makes it a lot harder. For me, myself personally, I like where I'm at. I spit my feelings out. I try to entertain, but I try to give people, reasons behind why I feel the way that I feel. And if you can agree with me, fine. But if not, all right, that's fine too. God bless you. You do your thing, I do mine. Somebody said, well, who's the leader of the Fandom? There is no leader because there's no hierarchy. And even if there was, ain't nobody no leader of me. I'm my own leader. I'm the president of the Rehabilitation Center, the leader of the motherfucking free world. Like I said, I'm a grown-ass man. I don't follow nobody. I used to. That's when you was young and you was inexperienced. But when you get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, then you step up and be the leader. You be your own leader, leader of your family. Leader for those who want to look up to you. But then again, you got to put them to the side and say, yeah, I'm leading you right now, but guess what? Now I'm giving you the knowledge. Now I'm giving you the wisdom and understanding and how you could, elevate yourself to become a leader yourself. And then you're going to turn around and you teach it. It's science. Each one teach one. Each one teach one. That's supreme wisdom right there. Take a young man, take a young lady, put them under your wing, and you educate them. Then they turn around, be strong individuals themselves. If there's no other way to pay it forward, I can't. That's better than that. I don't know what it is. But at the end of the day, the Fandom Menace is still a great word, and it's still a great word to use. When we're motivating each other as individuals to come together with the shared ideas that we want to save our various franchises, whether it's Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, the James Bond franchise, or whatever. DCEU especially. But just recognize at the end of the day, you're your own person and you got to find your own way. Can't depend on everybody, to, how should we say, drag you along when you know that by the end, it's still going to come back and fall on you. Be your own man. Crawl before you can walk. There's no easy, way, or there's no easy road to the promised land. Never was. If you think it was, then you're a fool. Stay on your grind. This goes for, tweeters, Facebookers, Instagrammers, YouTubers. Stay on your grind. People that we're cordial with and get along with, keep getting along with them. For those that we can't have no conversation with ever, then God be with you. You have a nice life. I'm gonna do the same. But at the end of the day, what we put down there, we're getting out to the masses. We're going to educate them. We're going to do whatever we can to either shut this shit down or support the hell out of it. Me, I'm shutting it down. That's where I'm at. And then afterwards, I'll take it a day at a time. Well, with that, this is just me spitting my feelings, getting my views out. You can either agree with this, take it for whatever it's worth, or leave it alone. But like I said, you got to turn this shit off at some point and get on with your life. So, but me, like I said, people that I love know how I rise for them. The people that I like, like I said, stay on your grind, be your own individual. But also have fun with it. Especially if you're a YouTuber. Still have fun with this. And don't take shit so serious. Because it really isn't. Not at the end of the day. And like I said, if I can't have any friends behind that, it's not stopping my shine. I'm a grown man. I already got enough friends. That's why I like enemies. But hopefully you'll be catching more videos from me and more live streams in the upcoming weeks and months ahead, because I am going to be putting the pedal to the metal on my channel especially. But want to give shout out to everybody that I love and respect. To those that I'm cordial with, God bless you. Hopefully you're having a great day. And for everybody else, especially those that don't like me, sucks to be you anyway. Well, other than that, hopefully all you guys have a wonderful day. Like I said, next video, probably another live stream for me coming up next, but I still got to figure it out myself. But yeah, other than that, hey, you know what I say all the time: be good to yourself as well as others. Peace.